and welcome back to Season 3 of the Afterschool Anime Club. I'll go ahead and say it, the world's best anime rewatch podcast that's also a game show that is hosted by me, Max Newland. I'm giving myself a low bar here. That's the theme for Season 3, achievable goals. And speaking of achievable goals, as far as I'm concerned, as long as he does his karate exercises, he can do what he wants. It's Max Kostrak.
It's true every morning. I strive to run that Gohan life, yeah.
And she will succeed because of all you living creatures. It's Stevie Matos.
If that's how I meditate. That's literally how I meditate. You know, I just, send one tiny spirit bomb into the sky. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll never come back. I mean, it's a good thing those things never work.
Yeah, 100%.
And, it's the first episode of Season 3. It's also a bonus episode, which means we have a very special guest with us today. She is a writer, editor, and podcaster whose books include Video Games for Humans, an anthology of interactive fiction, and Total Mood Killer, a collection of poetry. Her upcoming book, a photographic retrospective of LAN parties in the 2000s, comes out this year from Thames and Hudson. It's Merritt K.
Hey, how's it going? I want the magic stick. That's sort of my
Oh yeah, that's what I had also here at the end of the. She also wants the magic stick, so just so you know. So write that down, please.
And the magic beans and the magic cloud.
Yeah.
So
and the crystal ball.
The crystal ball.
Crystal
Gotta
balls.
have the crystal balls.
Oh man.
From my favorite anime, Crystal Ball Z.
Oh boy.
So yeah, you saw we said at the beginning of this podcast that we would never do Dragon Ball, and here we are. This crow is delicious.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
No,
it's
that's
all right.
fine.
We have stretched and molded the concept of this show to fit our needs from
Correct.
day one.
Yes.
We're just here to talk about anime, and we've got one to talk about.
Oh boy.
Boy howdy.
And also, Merritt, absolutely don't feel bad. I thought it was funny because it was like, we're doing Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, we are? Y'all ready to come back to that? The Maxes are ready to come back. Because, they had a whole podcast about Dragon Ball.
We did.
For a hot
Once upon
minute.
a time.
And so they were like, we're never doing it again.
We're digging into our history.
They
here,
were like,
yeah.
we're never going back. We can only go forwards. And so now I'm like, we're going back. We're going definitely back to a point in time. Because it's like, none of us have seen this before, right? None of us have seen the Big Green episode.
I believe Merritt
I've never
has,
seen
right?
this.
Merritt has, though.
Yes.
Merritt, you're
I
Canadian,
did see,
so this is...
Well, yeah, so it's interesting.
Oh.
I don't know if we want to get into that now, but the AB group and Ocean and all those things, but...
There'll be time. There'll be so much time.
Yeah.
Because first, the people want only one thing.
Demand it.
They truly
the people
did,
are
though.
so demanding, and they love when we play fun games here. And you know what game they love most of all?
Yes, we do.
Actually, I do know the answer to
We
this.
actually
Is
do
it
know.
Banned for Life?
It's Banned for Life.
We have empirical data. The people want more. It's time for Banned for Life. Merritt, that's a pun. B-A-N-D for life. This is an AMV game.
Oh, wow.
As our listeners know, what I've done is I've scoured the internet's most important and vital resource, animemusicvideos.org.
Woo woo.
And because we are celebrating a day where we let ourselves watch, goofy, brain-off shonen anime, I thought, let's get this thing synced up. So what I've done here is I have selected 6 anime music videos, all of them set to the most bottom-of-the-barrel, lowest common denominator shonen fighting anime I could think of.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to read a clue for you, which will contain the name of the anime and the band. It's your job to tell me what song this anime music video is set to.
Got it. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
And can we set a quick baseline here?
Please.
Because I know we've established Stevie and I, we do pretty well at this one.
Very good.
Merritt, have you watched a lot of anime music videos in your time?
It's been a little while.
Okay.
But definitely in the 2000s, That was a whole ass mood. Just downloading them from LimeWire or
Yep.
Napster
Yes.
or whatever.
For sure. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should get yourself a membership on animemusicvideos.org. It'll blow your absolute mind. It's,
I thought you were gonna say I should get myself an AARP membership. Because
No.
They've got a discount.
We all deserve
Right,
those.
yeah.
Let's be real here. They do. No, I just I love them because they are like AMVs walked so fan cams could run, and that's like my
You're so
favorite
right.
thing.
Absolutely.
It's my favorite
Yeah.
thing about AMVs is because it's like, yeah, this is where y'all came from. You want to do all those like little thirst fucking edits of Pedro Pascal? You're welcome.
It's somebody just getting so excited and hyper about something that they have to
Yes.
shake it up and put music to it. It's like it's this pure form of love.
Truly.
these are all gonna, I think, hit you
Oh, man.
in kind of a way. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buzz in. I encourage you. You can buzz in whenever you want. I'm not the cops. I'm not your dad. I encourage you to listen to the whole clue. There will be clues in the clue. That's why it's called a clue.
Proud of you, buddy.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay. Number one. You could say that One Piece is uniquely suited for this category, and this video that focuses on Usopp's struggle to remain relevant is no exception. Nothing more to say. There's no disguising this hit by The Offspring. That's Merritt K.
Nothing more to say. I was gonna say Smash, but no.
Oh, no, it's not Smash. It's not Smash. You could try and guess 1,000 times, but you might not get it.
Oh, okay, I know. Damn.
I think you might still have it. I mean, like,
Yeah, if these two can't give me one in a second, I'm gonna throw it back to you, Merritt. Stevie Mattos.
Is it Pretty Fly for a White Guy?
Oh no, it's not Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Valiant effort. Max, do you have anything?
Damn.
I got nothing.
Okay, Merritt, I think you figured it
Okay.
out.
Yeah, well, now I steal away, baby. You're gonna go far, kid.
That's exactly
Oh,
right.
Fuck, yeah, shit.
It's like,
Damn.
hey, I gotta tell you guys, it's like the AMV song for shonen fighting anime.
Really?
I'm pretty sure there's one for every single one. I would not be surprised.
So good.
Okay,
I love
so
that.
that's-
I'm
Merritt.
gonna make that playlist.
Okay.
Point to Merritt. I would love you to make that playlist so I can publish it on
Mhm.
our podcast Twitter feed. We'll do that. Number 2. 3D animated footage from DBZ Budokai Tenkaichi 2, complete with IGN watermark, meets hard rock in the video entitled Fight for Your Life by Demonic_Deception.
God.
Something's gotta give if this drowning pool hit is to be believed.
Wow, drowning pool. I can't. Oh my god, the IGN watermark.
Yeah, that really took me back.
Yeah, the 480p.
Not the 480p Merritt, please.
Man, I'm realizing I don't know this genre as well as I thought. I'm like, oh, I don't need to study up on butt rock.
Nothing wrong with me.
Oh,
Stevie?
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yep, indeed, bodies.
Let
by-
the
Bodies, let the
Drowning Pool.
bodies hit the floor. You said nothing's wrong with me, and it like, did you see my face? I was like, no.
I can see this. I can see the like low poly footage in my mind's eye.
Oh boy.
I'm rotating Vegeta's hair in my brain.
Okay, we got Merritt with 1 and Stevie with 1. We're going
Okay.
into number 3. This relatively modern AMV, uploaded in 2015 by
Wow.
X Dark Billy 13, uses one of Linkin Park's more introspective tunes to give the spotlight to characters who always seem caught in Goku's undertow. That's Merritt.
What is Numb?
That is Numb by Linkin
Yeah.
Park.
Couldn't get the title in my head.
Neither could
I
I.
had to go through
I
all
knew
the
the exact
lyrics
song.
in my
I could have
head
given you
until
the
I got
lyrics.
to the chorus.
Yeah.
But I was like, caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow, and every second I take is another mistake to you. Okay, da. I've become so numb, right?
I was doing the exact same thing, but I was not fast enough. And then I
I
realized
had to go through the whole Mike Shinoda rap sequence.
My plan is working. Okay, number 4.
Okay.
It's one of My Chemical Romance's most conventional tracks,
Okay.
and it's one of the most conventional popular anime out there. Ever wonder why all the ninjas in Naruto seem to be teens? Scary stuff. Max Kostrek?
Is that teenagers?
That is Teenagers by My Chemical
Nice.
Romance.
Good job. You got on the board, Kostrak. Come on.
I got on the board. I was
He's
so
on the board.
scared I was going to get shut out of the AMV competition.
Okay, it's getting challenging. Number 5.
Oh, God.
Just being honest, I don't know what to make of this one. Seemingly random clips from DBZ or Naruto clash horribly while this user, Nideth, plays his favorite high-energy System of a Down song for us. Why? One presumes because he wanted to. Merritt?
Chop Suey.
That is Chop Suey.
Yeah. My brain went
names
Deer
of
Dance,
songs,
and I was
I'm
like, Deer
realizing.
Dance is not the song. What's the song? It's not Deer Dance, which is one of my favorites.
So this is the last one, and we're not going to need the tiebreaker, I don't think, unless, no, there's no way. This one's basically a formality. Number 6. The video title Our Reason by Frost Returns features a lot of characters from Bleach and Naruto feeling pretty sad about some stuff that happened and how those events changed them. I don't know because I didn't watch either of these shows. It's a Hoobastank song, by the way. Stevie.
The Reason by Hoobastank.
That's The Reason.
Nice. Oh
By
my
The
god.
Reason by Hoobastank. I was like,
Wow.
it's gotta be
Now-
The Reason.
I do just want to ask you about the tiebreaker, though. I know I said we don't need to,
Let's
but
see.
this one is the one that knocked me out of my fucking chair.
I got to know it.
God, no.
This song is way too horny for Pokemon. Also, why do they have Pikachu singing it? Ash has the Pokemon version of the song's titular animal, at least in the first season. Any guesses?
It's too horny, you said?
Oh.
Merritt?
Butterfly.
Indeed.
By Crazy
Town.
Butterfly by
Yeah.
Crazy Town.
God, I was so sad.
No.
Okay, first of all, that's really bizarre. And second,
hate it.
I remember the episode when Butterfree
Oh, God,
left
yes.
called Bye Bye Butterfree. I was
cried.
so sad.
I was in tears,
cried.
dude.
Yeah. I was heartbroken.
I am all but promising that my season 4 anime pick is going to be the original 90s, like, Pokemon coming to the US.
It was so
Let's
great,
fucking do
though.
it.
First
was
season.
so
That's-
great.
that's next season.
It was such a good time. So, yeah, I would watch it again, for sure. Oh, man. Okay.
Well, congratulations, Merritt. You're walking away with 4 points. I'll go ahead and give you the one for the tiebreak, even though we
Wow,
didn't need
thank
it.
you.
Great job. I guess we got to talk about this anime, huh?
Why you say it like
Let's
that?
do our
Newland?
homework.
Let's do our homework real quick.
Newland, you have an opinion. Let me hear it.
Eagle-eyed listeners who looked at the title of the show before they hit the download button will already know we watched the second Dragon Ball Z movie, The World's Strongest, with a twist, dubbed by Canadian production company AB Group. And this is what we saw. The whole thing starts off pretty bad. A mysterious stranger has gathered the Dragon Balls, the Crystal Balls, and wished for the freedom of one Dr. Willow, whoever that is. Before Oolong and Gohan can flee, some guys who are legally distinct from Cybermen show up and jump them. Good thing Piccolo, Big Green, was here to save the day. After an episode of Looney Tunes, the not Cybermen show up at Kame House and kidnap New York Bluma and the Old One. Lone survivor Oolong goes to Son Goku's house to tell him about the situation, and he flies away to their rescue on Magic Cloud. Dr. Conehead fills us in on the origin story, and Bluma spills the beans that Son Goku is way stronger than Roshi. Hearing this, Willow reveals his evil plan. Swap bodies with the world's strongest human, bad news about that, and then do your bog standard mad scientist world takeover stuff. Hey, speak of the devil, Son Goku's here. Fighting happens. Allies arrive, tables get turned. Our heroes search for Bluma, an old guy leads them into Willow's den where Big Green appears. Under mind control. More fighting happens. Gohan gets big mad and his energy breaks all Willow's shit, freeing Big Green, but also freeing Willow's big robot body. Oops. What happens next? More fighting, if you can believe it. In the end, it takes a comically slow-moving spirit bomb to put Willow down for good, and everyone has a good laugh at Roshi's expense.
What a movie.
What the
That's
fuck
what it was.
was that? What the fuck was it? I was like, first of all, I had to remember who everybody was. And then it didn't help that nobody's names were the right names. First of all, let's talk about how fucked up the names were. Piccolo was just Big Green. Big Green was Piccolo. Bulma was Bluma. Bulma was dead ass Bluma.
Bulma was called four different names.
She was
I
Bloomer.
counted it.
Bluma and Bloomer.
I'm pretty sure someone called her Boma at one point.
Yeah, the power pole becomes the magic stick.
Yep.
Kamehameha becomes like a magic word that they all shout
Everyone
when they're doing
says
a big spell.
Kamehameha when they do anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Also, some things that didn't make it into this particular movie, but the Saiyans are called Space Warriors. And
No notes.
And Chaozu is called Chaos.
Okay.
Holy shit, that makes
Now
it
I
way
need someone to
cooler.
explain that one. Somebody should explain that to me. I'm not getting it.
I don't know. This was okay. So AB Group was actually a French company, but they used a lot of Canadian voice actors.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And a lot of those voice actors were shared with the ones from Ocean Group, I think, and Blue Water, who did a lot of the Canadian dubbing for Dragon Ball.
And you may recognize the Ocean Group as a name because that was the group that did DBZ as it debuted in the US on Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
That was where you got like Ian James Corlett and Brian Drummond doing their classic Goku and Vegeta shit.
Right.
This particular dub, I don't think has ever debuted in the States. I don't think it has ever come to us. I think it was strictly shown on television in Canada. But Merritt,
They were shown in the UK as well, I think, and they were released on like tape, I think. But yeah, I don't think it was ever shown.
Wow.
So did you watch this in your childhood? Is this a
That's my
memory for
question.
you?
Yeah.
So, okay, so they never aired this on TV, but
go figure.
so when I was a kid, so my parents split up fairly, like when I was fairly young, and my mom was seeing a guy who I think was like a distributor of anime or like was involved in importing stuff somehow.
Whoa.
And his kids were really into Dragon Ball as well. I was really into Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon and like the other shows that were on at the time.
Yes.
Indeed.
So, I had only seen up to like the Frieza arc, and I don't know what it was like in the US, but in Canada at least, we kept having this thing happen where like they would get to the end of the episodes, they dubbed and then start over.
Yes.
So we got to Namek like several times, and then they would go
This
back.
happened in the US
and then,
too.
like, you'd be watching the next episode, and then you'd see fucking Raditz show up, and you're like, no, God,
You'd be like
why?
sitting there fucking praying at the television. Please, God, let me find out what happens when Raccoon gets beat.
Right, yeah, and there's like, no listings in the TV guide saying like, oh, this on this new episode of Dragon Ball, because like they didn't cover that stuff. There's no internet to like tell you when the next thing is going to come. So you were just totally at the whims of the TV gods.
Right.
And then, I went over to these people's house and they had imported PlayStation Dragon Ball games. Like there was a really terrible PS1 game.
Wow.
Called,
GT Final Bout?
Not Final Bout. It was the other one that was not very good either. But
amazing.
Called
And then
like
tapes
Supersonic
like this.
Warriors or something like that?
I think it was that, yeah. But then there was like stuff like this, and I was like, "What the hell is this? Like, what is going on?" And that's where I saw World's Strongest Man, or as it is rendered by the AB Group, the strongest guy in the world.
The strongest guy.
The strongest guy in the world.
That's what all of the like OST soundtracks call it too. So I had a lot of fun discovering that. That title is interchangeable with Dr. Willow's theme in all of the soundtrack information I was able to find.
That was the thing that was so weird to me in this dub, is that there was so much of the episode / movie that just didn't have any sound. There was no score for so much of it.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Like original Dragon Ball is like that. In the US, what they did was they hired a dude who lived near the Funimation studio to like record a ton of music to always be playing. But the original DBZ, as it aired in Japan, used some orchestral music every once in a while, but it wasn't quite as like persistent as it was for us.
I guess I'm just used to, and that definitely sounds like a big cultural thing, because like I'm just so used to, especially with all the anime we've even watched, is that there's some sort of score, or even like just like even just atmospheric sound. And so much of what we watched, like there were moments I just noticed, I was like, why am I picking apart this dubbing so bad? I'm like, because I have nothing else orally
Because
to
I'm
focus
stuck
on.
in a
Right,
room alone
yeah.
with these people.
With these voices. That's it. I don't have anything else to hear except for people talking. And the one person from Jersey having something to say and
Oh
not
my God,
enunciating a
dude.
pointless on pointless.
What is up with them giving random characters New Jersey accents? Because that happened in the Sailor Moon dub that we watched as
It
well.
happened in Shin-Chan. It's happened in like 6 different animes we've watched on this show.
I mean, so for certain things, like, so I am not an expert, so I'm just talking kind of out my ass here, but
Of
isn't
course,
there
of
a
course.
thing where there is a certain kind of accent in Japan that is like kind of like you're from the boonies? And so when they give like Joey and Yu-Gi-Oh like a Brooklyn accent, it's kind of like, oh, he's like, it's like that, or he's like kind of like rough and tumble, or kind of.
I think
something
that's
like
typically
that.
like the Osaka accent
Mm,
in
mm,
Japanese.
okay.
It's like it's out in the country and like almost seen as like it is often interplayed for a southern or an alternative accent
right.
when it's
Right.
localized. So that actually would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it
But
would.
for like Bulma, I don't know.
But Bulma, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, for Bulma though, it's like what? Yeah, out of all the people.
Also, like, so a lot of the voices seem very out of character if you're used to the English language characters. I think these dubs, the English dubs here, are supposed to be similar to the French voice actors. So it's kind of like another step. But yeah, Goku is just like, I'm Goku. Like, as
Okay,
long
yeah.
as Gohan does
So-
his karate lessons, I
We
don't
gotta talk
mind.
about Goku.
We gotta talk- so-
gotta-
Before everybody else came on the call, Max was like, this is like, what if Goku... What was it you said about Goku?
I said, okay, so this Goku, it feels like what if Goku read the newspaper and then this would be what he sounded like every day.
So as I said before the call, me and Clown Fiance were watching this together, and when Goku spoke, the first time Goku opened his mouth, Clown Fiance said, "Goku's voice has a briefcase." I was like, yeah.
He's like a 1950s dad.
Yeah, he sounds like somebody's dad. Goku's voice has a briefcase, and then I couldn't unhear it, and I was like, "Yup, he has a whole." I was like, why does he have the voice of a broker? I know him as a himbo. Give me my himbo back.
Yeah, I was pointing at the screen. I'm like, that's not Goku. I'm fully out of my seat. That's not
Who
Goku.
is this? Who's this
Oh my
man?
God. I ain't used to this. I ain't used to this.
I mean, I feel like the elephant in the room is Piccolo.
Mm.
Every time.
Where they got Big
Every
Green.
time they said
Like-
Big Green, I lost minutes off I could feel myself
Big
aging.
Green.
I was so upset. I was like, bruh, Piccolo, how you gonna do him dirty? He is the one that has been claimed by the black community as the black man of the entire show, and y'all
He's
are gonna
the only black guy here. Why are we not using his name?
I was like so mad. I was like,
Disrespectful.
this is like every time it would
Truly.
happen, I'd be like, why? Come on. Somebody just say, I needed somebody to say Piccolo. I needed one, and I got no relief.
No,
None.
officially, at first I'm like, oh, Big Green must be a nickname that
Surely,
only
yeah.
Gohan
Right.
calls him.
Right.
Do you know what he was called in the French dub?
I would love to know.
What?
Petit coeur. Which
little-
means small heart.
Small heart. Mhm. Tiny heart.
You talking about Gohan or are you talking about Piccolo?
No, Piccolo. They just looked at him. They're like, that guy's kind of like a Grinch. He's got sort of
Yeah.
Grinch
Big
vibes.
green little heart. Yeah.
Yeah, little heart.
Big green little heart.
Big green little
Big
heart.
green little heart can't lose.
It's- Except, okay, so like I had trouble unpacking a lot of what was going on here. Like,
Sure.
this is kind of a confusing movie.
I had no idea what
It's-
was going on.
It's the second Dragon Ball movie. They hadn't really figured out how to do them yet. You
No,
know?
they really
I know.
hadn't.
Second Dragon Ball Z movie, I mean.
What I love about I love the time-honored tradition of a non-canon anime movie
Mhm.
where
Mhm.
a whole bunch of shit happens and the world almost gets destroyed, but then absolutely nothing changes and nobody grows or learns anything.
Right.
And let's never talk about this again.
Never.
Because this is happening between seasons. We can't have developments.
Right.
We've already
Mhm.
written the shit that happens after this.
Correct. But what the hell? Like there was a whole time I was going like, what did I watch? And like, I was in full Mima mode because like this was not an anime that I watched as a kid. So like, I knew the key players. I knew Goku. I knew Master Roshi. I knew Krillin, who also was not named Krillin.
Krillin?
Clearing, yeah.
Krillin?
I mean, listen, the fucking thing is that Krillin is actually, like, they did,
The pronunciation,
with the exception
yeah.
of Big
Right.
Green,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they actually just transposed it directly from Japanese.
Yeah, they did. So it's like, I knew some of the key players. The person who was the pig, I did not remember because that's just my brain. I was like, I don't know who Piggy Boy is.
It's a very small role.
He stops mattering very early.
Really. Okay. So I was just like, I was trying so hard to catch up. I was like, who are these key players?
Why is Porky Pig in this?
Truly. And then we didn't get exposition until Bulma gets like kidnapped.
Mhm.
And
Oh
then they
God!
have
And
the,
did we ever get some fucking exposition? Jesus Christ!
knew it. And it was just this cut back and forth of them having this, and Bulma just explains all of it. And I was like, oh, this could have been a narrator. This could have been a narrative voiceover at the beginning.
Mhm.
I would have appreciated that.
The way that they talk about like first of all, unclear if, like how it's supposed to be transliterated as like Dr. Willow, Dr. Wheelo.
Yeah.
Unclear. The way that they talk about him, and I think the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, he must be some bad guy from like earlier in like a Dragon Ball or something that I've never seen. No, this is the first and only time that he appears. And
he's been stuck in ice.
Yeah.
I love how like every Dragon Ball movie involves some villain fighting the Dragon Balls to make a wish when it's like, aren't they supposed to like fly around the world and become unusable for like a year? People are just like, also the wish he makes in this one is like, I wish this ice would get out of the way.
Right.
Like,
Couldn't wish for ultimate power to be able to do that.
Right.
I wish I was the world's strongest man.
To like do
Right.
it myself.
It kind of seems like he could have wished for like, I wish my master Dr. Wheelo was in the body of the world's
Right.
strongest man,
Right.
right? Like we skip a few
he
steps
literally
here.
summons Shenron to be like, hey, can you melt? It's
All
like, hey,
this
can you
ice?
melt some of this ice for me,
Yeah.
dog?
Mhm.
Shenron could just be like, just wait 50 years. It'll be gone.
Speaking of Shenron,
Trust
that's
me.
probably the funniest voice in this whole dub to me. The way Shenron talks in this is hilarious. Because, I mean, in the standard dub that we all know and love, he's like big, booming, mysterious god voice. But in this one, he's like a New York gangster almost.
Right.
Just be careful with that wish, kid. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Time to go to my secret place.
The other
I will return now to my secret place.
the other voice that really I appreciated was Master Roshi's dub, because he was just the sleepiest.
I did like
He
that.
was the sleepiest boomhauer. He was just so sleepy the whole motherfucking time. This is my nap time. You can come back later. And I was like, yes, this is my nap time,
All right.
boomhauer Roshi. You can come back later.
For the first time in my life, I'm on Roshi's side.
Yeah. It was like,
Right.
I agree with you, dude. Like,
We get to see him actually fight in this, which is kind of fun.
yes.
Cool.
That's how you
did
know it's early DBZ.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like people other than Goku get to do anything.
Yeah.
But like the character designs in this, I like the monster designs because like,
Mhm.
again, you have like the weird, definitely not Cybermen that literally are just the Cybermen design with a different face.
Right.
Just palette swap.
But you see Toriyama do that a lot in the movies because there's like, I guess maybe it's not Toriyama, maybe it's just like the people
Yeah, it might be
doing the
somebody else.
movies.
Somebody trying not to get too far from
right,
Toriyama.
right.
Like the Garlic Jr., who basically just looks like a little Piccolo without antenna.
Yep.
Right.
But then you get these cool like monsters in this one that do things that no one else really does in Dragon Ball, like that guy who can freeze people.
Yeah.
Or the guy who
ice
has like
beam.
electric arm whips.
Very
or the
cool.
like big inflatable
The electric
guy.
arm whips were cool.
Yeah, those
I
things were
loved that.
were
Yeah.
cool. Those are cool.
There's the big inflatable guy who looks like Janemba.
Yeah, like the stretchy
Mhm.
dude, which was really dope. Yeah, it was really cool. I did
Goku
love
has to
that.
get total power to beat them. He has to say, now I want total power.
Right.
He has to claim total power. That's how you know they're really strong.
Exactly.
While this was happening, I was also thinking like they built some guys who could pressure Goku. So like again, I feel like we could have skipped some steps
Yeah,
here.
what is your plan here? Like, just put
Right.
your brain in one of those guys.
yeah.
Yeah. They'd probably be okay with it. You made them. They're like androids or whatever.
But also, this is a slight anime sin. Let's talk about the size of this brain.
Big brain.
Where was
Why
it
is the
gonna fit?
brain
Where
so
were you
big?
gonna
His brain
fit?
gets so
How'd
big.
you get so
He works
big?
out at the library.
Did you just, you're right. Did you really just fire those synapses just like real big time
Right.
for 50 years and you just got that big? You just swole your whole brain up because you had no body to swell up?
It's natural. It's not
just-
juice.
you-
It's natural. I
This
promise.
is your brain in prison. It gets
He's
big.
natty. Yeah. Yeah, his
It's
brain
just
is natty.
swollen with water. He's been sitting in the tank too long. He's like a big sponge. It's like one of those little grow
It
animals.
gets too wrinkly. It gets swelled up.
One of my favorite recurring items in this episode was I'm going to call it an episode even though it's a movie.
Yeah.
Was every time they would do like cut around this a time-honored anime tradition, cut around show reactions of everybody.
Yes.
And then go to Dr. Wheelo for the brain in the tank
It
reaction.
just bubbles. It's just bubbles.
It's just a brain in a tank.
Brain in a tank cam.
Really good stuff.
So good.
Live Wheelo reaction.
I also there was so many. God, this was the most like Dragon Ball. This is like I want Dragon Ball. Now we have Dragon Ball at home. That's exactly what this episode was. We have Dragon Ball at home. But I did appreciate some of the like signature things that make it Dragon Ball Z. You know, people phasing instead of dodging. Lots of super fast punches. The fights were top tier. The fights were super cool.
Did like the fights.
I did like the fights. They were really good at setting up and building like within the fights, the story of fights, people winning, people losing. I thought they were really dope.
DBZ's always been good at the like play counterplay. It's like, what's going to happen next?
They can't mess it up.
Classic fight stuff.
And it was so good. And I really did like that for sure. Well, let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about this homework montage. Let's talk about Gohan
oh my God,
falling
Gohan's
asleep.
Gohan's bizarre homework dream that ends with his trauma recollection of Piccolo's grisly death.
Right.
To the most upbeat music imaginable.
Yes. The thing that got me was there's so much whiplash. He's like walking around and like I think Newland, you made a clip of that part where he's like walking over the earth as if he's trying to find. It's like, first of all, you're doing your homework, but then you're not doing your homework. Then you're trying to find Piccolo in your dreams, and Piccolo doesn't seem like he wants to be found. And then you fly for a little bit, and the thing that really got me was the little saber-toothed tiger that was like whipping.
He's just part of the DBZ
beating his
canon.
cars
He's
really
just
fast. It was really cute. And then all of a sudden, we see Piccolo taking a laser beam to the face, and I was like, "What do you?
Yeah."
What happened to
Imagine
Piccolo?
having no context for Dragon Ball Z and C. Like that's one of the. It happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
This is your girl. I was like, I haven't seen a Dragon Ball Z episode since I was maybe 9. What the hell did I miss?
Oh, you get shot with a big laser.
Just shot with a big laser.
Yeah, that just kind of happens.
Yeah.
You spend enough time in Dragon Ball, and you're gonna get hit by a laser. But
yeah,
that song has lyrics in the original.
Oh no!
And it's all about how Gohan loves Mr. Piccolo, and for whatever reason in the dub they took the lyrics out, and it's just the music, and so it's like
nobody wanted to
2
sing
minutes.
that. I think is what.
Yeah, it's just 2 minutes of like this song happening,
right,
and like no context. It's very, very strange.
So strange.
I do think lyrics would have helped clarify what was going on.
100%.
Why we were seeing this?
Yeah, what was going on?
Yeah.
That would have been nice. I don't know.
They also cut the lyrics out of the opening credits and end credits songs for reasons
unknown.
Perhaps again, maybe nobody just wanted to sing it, but like it felt a bit odd.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, they used the original music, so there's something.
Which I did like. The original music was really cool. It was really, I liked how it was really upbeat. All of it was very upbeat and kind of whimsical, kind of. I don't know if whimsical is the right word I want to use, but like I really liked it a lot because of that. It was just like, oh, this is actually really fun musical. I think I did remember the opening credits. I was like, this looks very familiar to me. The music is not, but I don't hate it. But
definitely the DBZ opening.
Definitely,
just
yeah.
Shot for
yeah.
shot.
Yeah, I was like, that's the DBZ opening, isn't it? Yeah.
A weird thing about this movie is that a lot of, like, I remember seeing a lot of the footage from this movie in the opening of Dragon Ball Z. Because at least the version that we had with the Rock the Dragon song.
Yep, we had that too.
There's like a lot of, there's the footage where Goku gets frozen and then powers up through it. There's like him fighting like the different guys. I think there's some stuff of Roshi in there too. So like
several of the sequences where Goku does flips.
Yep. Yeah, the flippy flips.
Yep.
So like this was in there, but yeah.
They used a lot of the stuff for the Toonami bumpers in the USA.
Yeah,
too.
they did.
Okay.
A lot of these like sequences were featured in the like up next it's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Here on Toonami.
Yeah, lots of flips. So yeah, I did. One thing I wanted little Gohan to go monkey mode, and he didn't go monkey mode.
Yeah,
seems like he's going to, but then
he gets mad and he makes big wind, and then he doesn't do anything. Okay, come on, go monkey mode, baby.
Is this post monkey mode for him though? Does Piccolo cut his tail?
Yeah, Piccolo's cut his tail off.
Because if he's trained with Piccolo, then at that point Piccolo is like, not dealing with this, and I believe he just pulls it off of his body like he's a Lego character. If I remember correctly,
like he's pulling the plug out on a vacuum
right.
cleaner.
Yeah.
I think there is a movie where that happens. Like I think I don't remember. I think Turles in the Tree of Might, Gohan goes monkey mode.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, Turles Turles like points him towards the fake moon.
Yeah, he holds.
Then they do something to stop it.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I loved that one as a kid.
Dragon Ball Z is crazy.
Fucking
Dragon Ball
sick
Z
as a
is
kid.
so crazy. Yeah. No, the Tree of Might movie is good.
Mima is confused over here. Mima's like, you did what with the moon and a baby? What did you do to the moon?
He makes a fake moon and holds a baby's face up to it until he turns into a weremonkey.
Okay.
It's simple.
Got it.
You see, there are special waves called Blutz waves that bounce off of the moon, and when a Saiyan is receptive to these waves, they transform into a big monkey.
They're named after their discoverer, Dr. Blutz.
Yeah. Akira Toriyama was on some midi-chlorian shit about 3/4 of the way through Dragon
Toriyama
Ball.
made stuff up episode to episode. It's one of the things that makes DBZ such a great anime is just like stuff happens and you're just like sort of look around bewildered like, what the okay, yeah, this is...
You want the bug man? You want the bug man to look more like a man? All right.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. There's
Yes,
wizards. Wizards exist in this world.
I think the only arc I've ever seen with any sort of regularity is the Cell arc. Maybe?
That's a good one. I mean, it's a
It's
good one
good.
to watch.
Is Cell the one that is pink? Is it the pink one?
No, that's
That's
Majin
Majin
Buu.
Buu.
Oh, no. See, I know Majin Buu. I've seen Majin Buu.
Where the main antagonists are named after the song from Cinderella.
Bibbidi Bobbidi and Boo.
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Indeed. I'm glad I could be here for this, Stevie.
I didn't realize you did not have the DBZ lore.
I didn't.
You don't have the knowing of the ways.
No, I have very. So,
Stevie.
like, truly, this was not. So, at the time when this was on Toonami, it was DBZ, it was Sailor Moon, and I think it was Gundam Wing. And I was truly mostly interested in Gundam Wing. So, that was the one I watched. I didn't
Oh my
really.
gosh, I was just on the other side.
Yeah.
I was watching DBZ and missing Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
We passed ships in the night.
Yeah. So, I truly, like, if I ever watched Dragon Ball Z, it was often like coming in halfway through an episode, you know, because I think Dragon Ball Z was before Gundam Wing. And so I just watched like half of episodes or like the last 5 to 10 minutes
Honestly,
of
I
them.
bet you got most of the plot.
Well, I don't know. And so like I
What
wouldn't
other-
really watch them all and then I'd watch like other stuff. So I never really did. No.
What other wild, outrageous things can we blow Stevie's mind
Oh,
with?
man.
Sometimes they fight so fast that you have to have special eyes to see them.
It's true.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The ruler of one of the supreme high rulers of the universe is a guy who's a fish, and he loves dad jokes.
Okay, I like this person. I would love to see all the episodes with only this person. I just want this fish dad. I would like fish dad. Thank you. I do know that. I didn't know that. I did know Majin Buu, I guess, the pink one. I knew all of the androids, 18.
Okay.
And
Do you know that Saiyans are named after things you might find in a refrigerator?
what the fuck is in a refrigerator called say? What the fuck? Like
you've got Vegeta.
Oh,
I bet you, Stevie.
There
I bet
almost
you there's a
certainly
cilantro.
is. Yeah.
Vegeta, like a vegetable?
cilantry.
Like a vegetable?
Yep.
Okay.
On Namek, we meet the Dairy Force, composed of cream, yogurt, juice, butter.
No.
I speak the truth. What he says is true. You would love the Ginyu Force, Stevie. You would fucking adore the Ginyu Force.
Wait, is Ginyu the word for dairy in Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I knew
Wait,
Ginyu.
really? Oh, I did not know that.
I knew
Wow.
Ginyu. I didn't know that it was dairy, and so then all of their names were the words for dairy products in the refrigerator in Japanese.
Even like the like core cast is like Gohan.
Gohan
like
is rice.
Rice.
Yeah, Gohan's rice.
Or meal.
And then
Yeah.
Bulma's family is all underwear.
Mhm. Wow. Okay, so maybe it's sillier than I thought.
It's a reminder that Dragon Ball has its origins in like half kung fu and half gag manga. And
Right.
it was a martial arts like weekly, like lots of blue jokes, like just very like
Goku showing his dick and balls.
yeah,
and
like a lot
pissing on
of
people
dick and
and-
ball stuff. And then eventually it evolved into like an interplanetary shooting lasers, becoming God, killing God.
shouting until you catch on fire.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z is ridiculous.
I know once I saw some episode where like Goku was in heaven or something, and like somebody had to go up and get him, and he was like, I don't know, and they're like,
that's like half the show.
Yeah.
Like that, Goku spends. I'm not joking. Like several dozen episodes in heaven.
he's just dead.
Dead. Fucking
Fully
dead.
dead. He has a halo around his head. I'm not kidding. Like this is
This is a TV show where the main character dies in like the 3rd episode, you guys.
Right. That's so true. Yeah.
What?
almost goes to hell. He does go to heaven, I think. Well, kind of but he's
The
really
Home
in
for Infinite
purgatory.
Losers, excuse me.
Wait, what? The home for what?
So
Oh God.
we're just going to spend the rest of this episode explaining Dragon Ball Z. Goku dies,
Okay.
and he goes to heaven, and he almost falls down into hell, where all the where you got a red oni and a blue oni,
Okay.
and they're wearing shirts that say hell, but in the Toonami dub,
were
this was for
censored.
children. They didn't want them to see that, so they censored it. And they censored it so that their shirts said HFIL, and they called it the Home for Infinite Losers instead of hell.
Which is like actually really good.
I kind of like that, to be honest.
It's so good. It's one of the most clever things.
That's actually pretty
Like,
good. I like
kinda
that.
fun.
I like that. That's
Okay.
pretty great.
To bring this back around, to talk about Dragon Ball Z for a minute, outside of just how wild it is. Speaking of how wild and crazy it is, I want to get everyone's read on this, because when I was a kid, I watched Dragon Ball Z, and I know that my parents saw me watch Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, having this exposed to the adults in your life, what was that like for you all?
Oh my God.
My mom encouraged me and was happy to pretend alongside me that I could do Kamehamehas
And look
such.
where you are
Wow.
now.
I know. And now I have an anime podcast.
Look at
So,
you go.
it could happen to you too,
It
folks.
can happen to you. I was a latchkey kid in one household because my parents were divorced. I was a latchkey kid in one household, so my mother was never. Sorry, ma'am. My mom was never really around directly after school because she had a job. And sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry, Dad. Dad really was not. When I was there in the summer, Dad was not a very present individual.
Didn't you tell us that your dad is like independently kind of an anime guy?
He is kind of, but he's into like, man, the kind of anime that he's into, like the one anime that I remember he got like kind of obsessed with for like a minute there was like Blue Submarine #6. If anybody remembers that,
What?
yeah,
Oh, what?
yeah. Does anybody remember that?
That
anime?
anime I didn't know about.
Yeah, it was like I think it's called Blue Submarine #6, and he got like really
Is
into
it?
that for like a minute. But I'm trying to think if there's any other like animes that he's like really into. Like, I'd have to think about it. Oh God, no, I was right. It's the first hit. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is real. I've
I had
never
a
heard of
vendetta
this.
against that show because it took Tenchi's time slot.
Yeah, it did.
So
But
I
yeah,
was really upset about that as a 9-year-old.
He thought that one was really interesting. I'm trying to think. He never really. I think he would have liked Gundam if he got into Gundam. I think Gundam would have been really intriguing to him. The political intrigue and the robots and being in space. He'll give anything in space a chance as long as it's not Star Wars. So like, if it doesn't, I mean, truly, if it doesn't have like a gaping plot hole like the second Star Wars did.
I love your nerdy dad, Stevie.
My dad's so great. He's the best about the silliest of things. It's so good. it's so good.
Merritt, what did your parents think about your Dragon Ball Z habits?
I think they did not really get it. I think,
Parents.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is though, like looking at it objectively, like as an adult now, a lot of early anime that came to the US, I mean, anime, like that term originally referred to like limited animation cartoons that were made kind of for cheap, right? So if you're comparing like Looney Tunes to something like Dragon Ball Z, the animation is just like not as high quality, at least early on, to my eyes. So like, and also Dragon Ball Z, a lot of it is guys standing around going, and so like at the time, my parents were just like, and I think the general attitude towards it among a lot of people, even my age, who weren't into it, were just like, isn't that show where people stand around and yell all the time?
Yes.
And it's like, yes, but also it's like a deep, like epic story, and there's like stakes
It's also
and stuff.
good.
And like it was like the first kind of like wave of those kids shows that had like an ongoing arc that were like investing you rather than just sort of being episodic, like funny or like contained stories. And
it was different, not just in style but in structure.
Yes.
I mean,
And it
I
had
think
high
it was-
stakes. Like for a kids show? Oh my God. Like people were dying. Planets were blowing
going
up.
to explode.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's
that guy's bleeding out his mouth.
Truly bleeding out his mouth. Like that was the thing that I thought when I was a kid. I was like, isn't that show where dudes just poop? Like just stand and they just yell and they just force stools out. And instead of a stool, it's fire and their hair changes color. And I was like, I am disinterested in pooping men. See you later. So I didn't.
Disinterested in pooping
I'm
men.
disinterested in pooping
folks.
men. Okay, fellas, if you poop, not interested. Plug it up. Plug it up.
Plug it up. All right.
No, but like
nice.
I just as a kid I was like they just stand around and yell all the time. And like because I never actually
that was the outside image.
Yeah.
Anybody you talk to about Dragon Ball Z, like at least at the peer-to-peer level.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, it's that goofy show where guys stand around, power up, and nothing happens.
Right, exactly.
I always get very fascinated though, like talking about the parents is like how adults view anime when it is not something they are sitting down and choosing to watch, but it's like here what are the children watching?
Oh yeah.
I can't help but like anytime I watch something in public, put myself in that mind space of like, what is the parent thinking?
Out of all my parents, my dad was the one who supported me getting into anime because my dad was the one who took me to Otakon in 2014.
There you go.
Oh wow.
My dad took me to Otakon. He was like, like we get to the convention center in Baltimore and he's like, What
is this?
He's never
what
seen.
does glomping mean?
Yo, seriously, like,
because that was a yaoi paddle.
Truly,
Stephanie, a young man just told me I have yaoi hands. What does this mean?
Essentially, right? Like, he's like, why do you keep wanting to wear hats with cat ears on them? You already have your own ears. Like, it's just all this stuff. He was like overwhelmed. He's like, you want to go to the okay, what is this? And I'm like, Dad, it's anime. I'm an otaku. You wouldn't understand. He goes, no, I will not. Nope.
I don't.
I refuse.
I don't get it. So
no thanks.
He indulged it, but my mom was like, I don't know what that cartoon shit is. Get the fuck out of here. I got bills to pay. So yeah, no, my dad definitely did support it. Did he understand it? Absolutely not. Did I put a 40-year-old man in the middle of a bunch of anime nerds in a convention center? I sure did.
My grandmother referred to these shows as my soap operas.
Oh my God, yeah. Wow, bullet through the heart.
Accurate. Wow.
She got me. She really got my ass with that.
Correct. Because my dad also, so my dad is one of those people who came from like, he's of the generation that called it Japanimation, right?
Japanimation.
He called it Japanimation. So he was aware of like Mega Man, Astro Boy and like Mega Man and Speed Racer. He did like Speed Racer.
Oh my God.
Lot.
The speed. We might have to cover the Speed Racer dub
at
some point.
Speed Racer dub is a good time. But he did like Speed Racer. So like he wasn't completely like, oh, I've never seen this style before. But the newer stuff, he was like, I don't know what this is. So, but yeah.
You should show your dad something like Space Dandy or
I don't know how he'd feel about Space Dandy.
Bebop. Maybe he'd like Bebop.
I think he'd like Bebop. He'd actually like Bebop a lot. I think he'd like Bebop. I think he'd like Gundam Wing. I think he'd like Space Dandy because it's silly. He likes a silly thing. He's got grandchildren. He likes silly stuff.
To bring us back around again to the movie we watched, and in the worst way possible, because you may notice, listener, that we're not talking a lot about the contents of this movie because nothing fucking happens in this movie.
A lot that happens. It's some dialogue, and then they just put like the script just put in like parentheses. They fight every like 5 minutes. It's like this. It's basically like a porn, except they fight.
It really is because
honestly,
even the action is gratuitous in the sense that they're just calling back to stuff that's in the anime because they can't show any new fighting.
No.
So here's the Kamehameha, here's Kaioken, here's the Spirit Bomb.
Right.
Great. We hit like check.
Right.
Movie
we're out.
is done.
Yeah. We're done. Like,
you got your money shot, the Spirit Bomb. It's like
that's
done.
it.
We're out.
Also,
we're good.
like the fucking the Spirit Bomb monologue. With the montage of the two backgrounds.
All of the living things. All of the living things.
I need your help. Give me your power.
they were stretching by the end of that because they showed that spirit bomb montage for a
I mean, it was like
luxuriated.
it was a 3.5 minute just moment
They're
of him
we
just
got
meditating.
10 minutes of story.
There is even a moment where Goku gets kind of shitty about it, I feel like.
Yes.
He's like, and the whole Earth will be destroyed if you don't lend me your like, kind of.
Right.
Hey, come on, you tight asses.
Right. I was like, and then
Hey, dog, over there in New York, I see you not giving me your energy.
give it to me.
Come on,
buddy.
Come on. It's like
What are you using it for?
right. Are you pooping? Plug it up. Give me your spirit.
Jesus Christ.
No, but like, and then right after that, he just gets immediately KO'd. Like he sends it off and he's just like pancaked. I was like, oh, really? That was the most anticlimactic ass.
Took everything.
Wait, so do you know the part in the series where Goku tries to defeat Majin Buu with the spirit bomb, but then can't do it?
No, what?
Okay, so yeah, actually, so this is actually one of the coolest parts of the Dragon Ball series. There's a guy named Mr. Satan, who is, as far as the world knows, the greatest martial
He's the
artist
best
in the
character in
world.
the show.
Okay.
And
also.
he's like a total fraud. He's pretty strong for like a normal person. He can rip a phone book in half with his bare hands, which is pretty fucking impressive.
Yes.
He's basically a pro wrestler and it rules.
He's basically a pro wrestler,
Got
but
it.
like he's way weaker than like Krillin or like Yamcha or anyone.
He can't shoot a laser.
He can't he can't fucking fly or shoot lasers, so that makes him a bad martial artist. Like, come on, guys,
All
set
right,
the bar
all
way
right.
too high.
Still
He's
very
not
strong.
Superman. He's not a space alien. So like, but so Goku tries to defeat Majin Buu with a spirit bomb, and he's like, "Hey, everyone, I need your strength. I'm Goku. I'm trying to fight a big pink genie who's like totally evil. Help me!" And everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this guy talking to us
Who
in
are
our
you?
minds? Who the fuck are you?"
I don't know this guy. He's not on my Wheaties box.
Right. And then so Mr. Satan's like, "Hey, come on, people. I need your energy right now." And everyone's like, "All right, Mr. Satan, we got it." And so Mr. Satan saves the world by brand recognition,
He gets all the credit.
essentially.
Do you think there's any kind of programming in the fact that in order to defeat the evil genie, everyone in the world had to give their energy to Mr. Satan?
Yes.
Like, and again, that outside perspective of somebody coming in and watching, like, is this demonic? Is this?
I could see religious organizations telling children that
do not watch Dragon Ball
is
Z.
demonic. Yes.
On Toonami, they changed his name.
Yes.
What was it?
They called him Hercule.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Like Poirot.
Yes, like Poirot.
Those are the two guys named Hercule in the world.
Yeah.
The two characters.
I need you all to give me your energy so I can defeat Majin Buu. Please, God, give me Belgian Mr. Satan. Somebody hear this.
Who could have done this? Who could have killed every single person on Earth with their genocide ray? It was you, Mr. Boo.
I'm laughing.
It is smoke and mirrors.
I'm laughing too hard. I got under boob sweat. Oh boy. Oh.
When Boo just gets bored and makes up an attack called the Human Genocide Beam and just kills literally everyone. Very good.
What the fuck?
Dragon Ball is good, actually.
Dragon Ball's
Ball rules.
Crazy show in a
Dragon Ball
great
kind of
way.
rules. And Super, I feel like Super gets a little bit of a less good reputation, but I have it on good authority that there's some fun stuff in there.
Okay.
I still have not watched it.
I haven't really seen much of it
I've
either.
heard of it, but I've obviously not seen it at all.
I think they get back to some of the silliness with like Goku being like a farmer and Vegeta going and taking his kid to like a theme park and stuff.
Best episode.
Yeah.
Hands down. Love that shit. Please, I would give anything for a whole series of just Goku and Vegeta doing normal human being things.
Like a
the
slice
Goku and
of
Piccolo
life
learn
that
to
is
drive.
Goku and Vegeta, and it exists in the spaces around their giant fights. So you'll see them come home completely like shirtless and beat the hell up. And then we see them watching TV the next day and recovering.
Kakarot, an evil organization has sent a letter to my home. They are called the HOA and they are angry about my lawn.
I would watch that. I would be there for that. Because you know how I am about things, that kind of comedy where people who take their parts of their lives that are not that serious so seriously. Way of the House Husband. That's my shit. For that exact reason, I would watch that. It's got to happen. Especially about Vegeta, because he's entirely too serious. The most Napoleon ass energy of that fucking person.
Can I say that's the thing that I think that hurt the most watching this movie today is not
Vegeta?
having any Vegeta in
No
it.
Vegeta.
No Vegeta.
No Vegeta.
He brings an energy to it that is undeniable.
Yes. Mm-hmm. For sure. Nothing really happens in it, but it has sick fights. It was pretty. It was really pretty. I did really appreciate how
There were some
pretty
great
it
little
was.
backgrounds.
Some pretty little backgrounds and stuff. You know, we got to see some.
Brain in a Jar is cool.
Brain in the Jar it was too damn. I mean, it was actually pretty cool when you realize that he was doing all this shit for literally nothing. I thought that was very funny because when he busted out that wall and he was already just sitting in a robot, I was like, "What did you need?"
He's like, "I guess I'll just do it this way. I guess I'll just take over the world this way. I don't need
what you
you.
need a motherfucker? You never needed a body, bitch. You could have actually broken out the ice yourself. You wasted a wish. You effectively wasted a wish.
Right.
Nothing in this movie adds up.
Nothing added up.
It's just like, come on, guys. Also, while they're going to because I guess Oolong and Gohan, the instigating incident of this episode is that or of this movie is that they're looking for the Dragon Balls with Bulma's Dragon Radar because Oolong wants to make a wish that he has already made.
Really?
In the original Dragon Ball, he wishes for underwear.
Oh yeah.
And he's going to do it again in this one. Shenron can't grant the same wish twice.
Oh
my! Yes, that's one of the 3 rules.
But maybe he doesn't know that.
Maybe.
But yeah, no. In Dragon Ball, there's because Pilaf is the villain in that, right? And then he's he wishes for supreme power or something. But then he's I wish for supreme, and Oolong jumps up and is underwear. And
good.
Classic move, stealing a wish out from somebody. I never ever get tired of that.
Yes, I love that. That is very good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because I was thinking, we started and I was like, did I miss the first 20 seconds of this? Did I blue screen while they were talking? Because I was like, why?
Again,
why are we in
great
the
to
North
walk
Pole?
into this not knowing any of the Dragon Ball Z lore.
I did know that you had to collect 7 Dragon Balls. You had to collect the balls
to get a wish.
From
Crystal
the dragon.
Balls, yep, we all know.
And then, right, you get the balls, you get the wish from the dragon, and then the dragon's like, I'm gonna do you one, don't fucking ask me again. And then when you did your wish, he gave it to you, and then everything yeeted. The balls yeet, the dragon yeets, and then they re-yeet again, and then somebody else gotta go find them. And so I knew that. I knew that there was somebody who kind of looks like they got blackface on, and I was like, that's weird.
Oh yeah,
that's Mr.
We don't talk about Popo.
We don't talk about
Popo anymore.
We don't talk about Popo. But I knew that part. I did know that sometimes there was big old fights to determine the fate of the universe. I did know about that. And I knew that Goku wasn't human, and neither was Vegeta, and neither was Gohan.
Half human.
And then Goku's wife was a badass.
Was
was a badass.
Was huge capital letters.
Huge double big W was.
I'm getting the sense that Dragon Ball Z doesn't treat its women characters very well.
Something happened and Android 18 lost all her teeth too because she was cool as hell, and then she got married and had a baby, and I was like, you can do that? You ain't got take it apart and wash it first? How does that work? Okay.
I think they either
they're cyborgs.
They are cyborgs. We discussed this in our other podcast. They're cyborgs.
They're teens that this guy just kidnapped and turned into robot.
That's
people.
right. That's right.
Now, I think there was a situation in which somebody wished for her human form to be restored or something like that.
Okay.
If I'm recalling
maybe.
correctly.
Okay.
Krillin just really gave it all up because he was horny though,
Krillin though has always been my favorite because Krillin just wants to be a nice dude, and ain't
Can I
nobody
tell you something heartbreaking about Krillin?
Yes.
Yeah.
He becomes a cop.
What?
Yeah, he becomes a cop in Super. He's a cop.
Oh man,
literally a police member.
Because Krillin was in Dragon Ball Z for a while
he's
the
great.
MVP.
Yeah,
he kept solving plot things. He was the guy going behind the scenes to actually take care of things while Goku fought. It was great.
And the Destructor Disc ever actually hit anything? Has it literally ever worked in history? No, of course not. But it looks really cool.
He was the good guy dragging the situation, and then he turned into a fucking cop. God damn it, Krillin. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
We were all rooting for him.
Fuck, Krillin.
It's unfortunate. I'm taking Krillin and I'm just slowly lowering him into this trash can I have here.
Throw right into the dumpster. Fucking hell.
Dusting off my magma teleportation device.
Fuck. So, yeah.
Now, he does watch One Piece, so at least there's that.
Is that canon?
Yeah, his ringtone is "We Are" in the same movie where he's a cop.
Upsetting.
That's so sad. So yeah, I know some random
Dragon
characters.
Ball was good.
Dragon Ball was good, but I know some characters, but I couldn't tell you a single plot line from which they came from. And I did know that Kamehameha was a thing, but I also really just more so knew that as the Polynesian king.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but Goku also yells out Kamehameha in this episode when he's not doing that specific move.
Yes, he does. Doesn't Master Roshi throw Kamehameha too at one point?
He invented.
He can do that. He taught it to Goku.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think he
he's
does
like
in
the
this.
guy
But he
who,
does in the
who
movie.
became so good at martial arts he could shoot a laser beam. That's even before we started talking aliens.
Goals. I was gonna say, you think I'm doing karate, so I can just do karate?
If you've ever practiced martial arts in your life and you didn't like in secret try a couple of times, you're not really
You're lying to yourself. Also,
you're not on the level.
Like,
Also, there's at
it.
least one or two moves, and any system of karate, not karate, just martial arts in general. There's at least one or two moves that look like a Dragon Ball Z move, and don't sit here and tell me that you did not try or do it in your head a little bit. Look, if I sit here and all my kiais sound like I'm Naruto, you better just live your life, okay? It's okay. Nobody's just, I do.
Live your life like a Kamehameha.
Merit,
We're
every
all
time
a
I
little
gotta
bit anime when you think about
Merritt,
it.
every time I have to do a kiai at the end of a drill, I'm like, I sound like the Japanese voice actor of Naruto. You better believe it. Like I believe it. Like I really do. I'm like, oh boy. Like I sound like a little boy. Oh dear.
By the way, did anybody get the vibe that the voice actor who was playing Krillin thought that he was a child?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of just a short man. Yes. I was like, you
So
are.
just a little guy.
Yeah, you're just short. You're not little. You're just short.
There's one line that we haven't brought up yet that I thought was really funny. And I wrote it down, but I don't remember who said it. I think it's Goku and Krillin. It might be Goku and Gohan. I forget. But I'm pretty sure Goku says, "The brain is the attack point."
That was Gohan and Piccolo.
Yes, Piccolo saying that to Gohan.
The brain is the attack point. And then he's like, the brain.
Yes.
I love that. Oh, the brain.
The brain.
Really? The giant fucking brain inside the steel robot, you would think you should attack the brain? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I wrote that down. I just went, oh, the brain.
Attack the enemy brain for massive damage.
Very kind of Dr. Wheelo to put, he had his chassis of stainless steel.
Why does it need glass around the brain?
Is the brain seeing?
Right.
Right. Can it see?
He's like, it just looks cool.
I want you to see it. Right. I think this looks good.
He's very proud of his giant brain.
There was something that the brain had a monologue where at the end of it, the brain had this long monologue, I think, about like why he was doing what he was doing to like, villain explaining this
because
region.
Everybody put him in the locker in high school. Yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. Because all I wrote was nice guy brain. Nice guy brain.
A terminal case of nice guy brain.
Nice guy brain. Everybody was so mean to me, and I was just a nice brain. And now I'm not nice anymore. And I was like, okay.
And now I have to become Hitler. You did this to me.
Exactly. And I was like, that was the thing about having to become Hitler. Was his entire plot all along just climate change? Was that his? Huh? That was his thing. He was.
I thought he wanted to like take over the world.
Yeah, it was like, but making Earth unlivable, so everyone would have to come to him for help. And I was like, so it's climate change.
Clear what he actually wanted. Let me see actually what the Dragon Ball wiki says.
Please.
That,
the second most important resource on the internet after anime music videos.
Yeah,
I mean, the amount of hours I've spent on the DBZ wiki because of our last podcast.
Okay, what is his?
Hello, old friend.
Wait, what? What is this? He has a compact mechanical body? That's not in the movie. Is he in more?
Yeah, what
media?
the fuck is this? Who on God's earth is this man?
Okay, apparently he's in Dragon Ball Heroes as well. Which I don't actually know what that is.
No, I've never heard of that.
That is a gacha game.
Oh.
Okay.
That is available in Japanese arcades.
But is apparently also some kind of anime.
Yeah, it's like you see anime sequences play out when you play the game.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a different robot body in that one. He's back because he was in hell and then came back.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god! Yeah, here's a picture of him in hell.
Dr. Wheelo in hell, seen here in hell. Okay, wait. What is his like deal? Just explain. No, not a personality. Okay. He is an intimidating
Personality.
and arrogant being who was once seen as an arrogant lunatic. I think probably still seen that way.
Right.
He decided to blow up the Earth and find a new planet. Okay.
Okay.
What?
That's what he
That's-
tries to do at the end, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Where he's like, I'll just blow up this whole planet. Who cares?
Right.
Right. Then it talks about Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta, and I think we're getting into weird, like, gotcha game shit that is not real.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, he's a member of the time. Nope. Sorry, Dragon Ball Wiki. I can't follow you there.
His name in Japanese is a pun on a Japanese cake.
Oh, good for
Oh
him.
my.
So coming back to the food discussion,
Yep.
yeah, he is essentially Dr. Keiko.
Dr. Keiko.
Good.
He is okay. He's the first villain ever killed by the spirit bomb. Wow.
One of the only.
One of the only. Yep. Well, R.I.P. Rip Bozo. Rip Bozo.
Rip Bozo, see you later.
You got killed by the fucking spirit bomb. The only other guys who did that are Turles and Slug. God, Slug.
Oh yeah, Slug. I should watch that. That's like one of the only Dragon Ball Z movies I haven't actually seen.
It's where
Wait.
Goku kind of goes Super Saiyan, but not really.
Dr. Wheelo's
Yeah.
goal is to rule the world using a modified human army via his science. However, he, Dr. Kochen, the one with one tooth, and his entire laboratory, that's not what it says, but that's who he was, becoming encased by ice, as if his inhumane experiments are being shunned by the heavens.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Sorry, what are you on right
I'm on dragonball.fandom.com and I looked it up and it's the section under personality. It's
Oh my
the
God, yeah.
biography-
Oh, yeah,
it's the
there it
biography
is.
section.
now? Personality.
So his physical body dies of frostbite, but Kochen is able to save his brain and encase him in a robotic shell. And they ski,
Huh.
and
All right.
because Kochen was a robot, which actually I thought that was a cute little twist. I actually did
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
that twist. That was actually
Yeah, that
quite
was
good.
good.
I was like, oh,
That actually
okay.
kind of made sense.
Yeah, that one made
Great
sense.
animation too when his hand turns into a gun.
Yeah,
That was fun.
that was
Mhm.
dope. It was like pop, 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 pop. And I was like, Krillin, why you gonna sit there and just let that junk build in front of your whole face? Bro, if you don't move. Boy, that's how you know Piccolo's black, because he would have been gone. He would have been gone.
First sign of trouble.
Fuck
I'm
that.
out of here.
I'm running. Bye. Like, fuck that. So yeah, so that's the thing. Okay. Somebody's name was
well,
Bojack?
before we
What?
start learning about things like Xeno Goku and Xeno
Oh,
Vegeta,
God, yeah.
God.
We can't.
I think that's kind of it for Dragon
That's
Ball
all it
Z,
was.
the world's the strongest guy in the world.
The strongest guy in the world.
The best name for a film ever.
Listener, if you
conceived of
feel
by
the
man.
need for us to cover more DBZ, make sure you let us know.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Tell me. I'll find some other shit. I'll find some, like, I hear the Portuguese dub is really wild, so hey, maybe we'll go crazy.
Absolutely. For sure. Like, especially for me, because I have no idea. I don't know anything about DBZ. So
This does make me more interested in actually bringing DBZ to the show, knowing that you would be going in fresh, Stevie,
So
because
blind.
that to me is like an anomaly to find somebody who likes
It's
anime
rare
who's
to
never
find
seen
somebody
DBZ.
who
I know.
doesn't have a lot of DBZ knowledge.
I
You
was-
pick some weird shit out.
I was a
maybe.
sad girl. I didn't like DBZ. I liked the sad, pretty stuff. You
We'll do
know.
the driving school episode.
The driving school episode's good.
Mhm.
What?
Merritt, thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was really fun to revisit this stuff.
I can only imagine. We heard about. I told them briefly about the LAN party book. Is there anything else you got going on that you want people to know about?
That's the main thing. Yeah, I think you can still pre-order it. I'm pretty sure it comes out in the fall.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you just search like LAN Party book Merritt K.
I was taking a look at it earlier today. It looks pretty like that
Yeah,
is
I'm
such a
psyched to hell about
transport
it,
to a
honestly.
very specific time of my life.
Ooh.
I have been to a few LAN parties and I started clicking through the
Yes.
pictures on your site and I'm like, okay, this is triggering some things in my brain.
It's kind of like an overlap. There is actually at least one picture in the book that features Dragon Ball Z in it.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah.
so-
there's
yeah.
a preview treat for our listeners. Please go check out this book. Incredible stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I remember LAN parties. Look at this tower with flowers. Oh, man. Mountain Dew Code Red. Sorry. This is high school. This is high
Mountain Dew
school.
Code Red.
This is high school for us.
Blasting you back
Balls. Remember balls? I see that sometimes. I'm like,
against my will. Yes.
Yeah.
wow. Very cool.
What a time.
Well, you can find Anime Club on Twitter at Anime Club Pod. We're on Tumblr too. We don't really post there.
No.
We don't really post on Twitter that much either because
it's a mess. It's a mess.
Rats leaving a sinking ship situation
Pretty much,
over there.
Yeah.
I am there if you want at Max Newland _. Stevie, how about you?
I am on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram under the handle A Smattering on both platforms.
And Mr. Kostrek.
I'm only on Twitter. I don't do much there, but it's at Max_attacks.
And Merritt.
Yeah, I'm at Merritt K on Twitter for who knows how long I'll stay on there.
Right.
As long as possible.
Such a mess.
A pro follow.
Get it!
And just like always, that bell means this meeting of the Afterschool Anime Club has come to a close. We're so glad you got to spend this time with us, and we hope that if you enjoy this show, you'll share it with your friends, your family, anybody else who loves anime in your life. No new reviews to read, but do remember that if you leave a 5-star review and it contains none of that chicken-headed shit, I will read it out loud during this part of the podcast. You can't use this time to make me say things that are racist. Just getting out ahead of that. Afterschool Anime Club is a proud member of the Moonshot Network. We just raised over $7,000 for Trans Lifeline because of you, our listeners, and we are so grateful for that. There are VODs going up on the Moonshot Network YouTube page of the stream, the Moon Carnival stream that we did last Memorial Day. And can't thank you enough for that. There's more great stuff coming from Afterschool Anime Club. Next up, Trigun. We're getting back into it. We're going to do 6 more episodes. And I can't wait to experience that with you. So anyway, this is Max signing off. Thanks again, and we'll see you at the next meeting.